And Alex Becker strongly thinks that the next 4 months are the 4 months that we've been waiting for literally 2 years. The time to lock in, the time to print generational gains. Let's jump straight into this. I'm going to get Becca's thesis. I'm going to give you 3 tokens that Alex Becker is either holding, has a strong conviction of, or potentially buying as we speak. So let's jump straight on in. Alex Becker wrote, look, life balance people will hate this, but the next 4 months in markets, you can make enough money to last 5 lifetimes. I mean, 5 lifetimes. 50 mil-ish, I would guess. Get rid of your holiday plans, friends, family, hobbies, and balance. Trust me, they will forgive you when you fly them out to Art Basel on your private jet. Lock in. And this is almost contra to what the market is feeling at the moment. Nagato said, for the first time in history of magic internet coins, that a ton of people are convinced alt season is over before it even started. Delusional. A lot of people have been losing hope over the last couple of days. Alex Becker responded, bear market PTSD is real. Everyone remembers losing 50 to 80% of their bags. End of 2021, early 2022. People don't want to do it again. So they're like, let's get out with our 4Xs, with our 5Xs. We don't have to hold for a 20X because a 5X is better than 0. And that's why the market is slowly starting to tank. However, Alex Becker says, whether it's the next 2 weeks or after New Year's, alts are going to go absolutely wild, which is funny because it's like either it's right now or it's after New Year's, which is now a week away. Alt season is about to start and things are going to go crazy. This is the calm before the crazy gains. And Beck is convinced that this is going to happen in January. Murtaza here on Twitter said, alt season will come when everyone is convinced there will be no alt season, which is starting to be the sentiment. However, as of this morning, it's bouncing back a little bit, but we don't know which way it's going to go. It could dip further, could go straight up. We don't know. Becker thinks by January, it's going to be full-blown alt season. In fact, he says, based on my analysis, which is the best on Twitter by far, I am a generational talent after all. It's brutally apparent this market is prepping to go insane in January. Yes, please. Please bring those insane January gains. Buy altcoins and buy them now. Okay, so if you do believe in Becker's thesis, and you do believe literally we are on the precipice, the verge of a astronomical super cycle for alts, where you're going to see 5 and 10x gains for the big blue chips and 50 to 100x gains for the ones below it, what tokens is Alex Becker holding or buying that we should probably take a look at and potentially get into? Well, I've got 3 for you here today. The first one is Xborg. Now, this is in the crypto gaming niche, which really, it's had a little bit of a bump up, but it's yet to run in this cycle. Mason vs. Lewis says, XPG about to explode, bullish. And this was at about, let's click into this, about 37 cents per Xborg. Becker replied, yes. And if we come across to the Xborg graph, you can see it has crashed since Alex Becker has been bullish on it, and it's come down to 29 cents. But you can see this is a really nice shaped graph. It's accumulated and maintained a lot of its value, even in the choppy markets. Currently at a $49 million market cap, fully diluted value, $300 million market cap. But Becca is a big holder of Xborg. I'm personally also, I was in the pre-sale round, a decent holder of Xborg, just because it's basically trying to become the Steam and the identity of Web3 gaming, which is crypto gaming infrastructure. And guys, I don't have to say this in every single video. The top crypto gaming infrastructure, if Xborg is one of them, are going to run into the billions. It doesn't mean that the utility is valued at billions. It's eventually going to come back down. But at least Alex Becker, and I agree with him, that this is a currently extremely undervalued price if the altcoin super cycle arrives. Then we've got one in the AI niche, and not just one in the AI niche. I wanted to show you guys that this is the #1 conviction that Alex Becker holds in AI. Investor on Twitter said, adding more desync here while most lose patience. Ethereum will move up hard in Q1 2025, matches Becker's thesis, and I expect it to smash past 6K, which would be pretty crazy. With that being said, I do think that desync will smash past $1 billion in Q1, buying more spot here. And if we scroll down, who's in the comments? The reply guy, Becker, on the 19th of December says, wise. Now let's have a look at this. Let's zoom in, double click for us here. 34 cents this was tweeted at. If we go over to the Destra graph, you can see it's at 30 cents. Let's pull back a little bit more, but it's come off the high of 50 cents, which was a $500 million, a $500 million fully diluted market cap. Actually, that would be circulating market cap, which is basically the same. There's not much dilution left on this thing, which is always nice to see. Currently the 248th largest crypto total and one of the bigger, more blue chip style AI tokens. But have a look at this. Becker says Destra is clearly the chosen child of AI crypto. I have spoken. Tyrone comes into the comments and says, no, that's Palm AI. Becca says, Palm is the silver second son, which is still S+ tier, hold both. So you can see literally Becca's favorite and highest conviction AI play is Destra, which is the same one as I'm showing you here, desync. And it's had a lovely looking pullback, which is making people like Becca even more bullish on the gains. Now, lastly, we've got a one in gaming. Now we've done one in AI. Let's take our talents over to the meme section. Now, this is, again, a lot of speculation here, but let me walk you through something interesting that was tweeted literally a couple of hours ago. Becca tweeted, if you don't understand that Bitcoin is going to range sideways, it's going to level off and start accumulating, and then Ethereum is going to surge as the liquidity goes down the crypto whip into these smaller and smaller tokens. Even though ETH is the second biggest token, it's a lot smaller than Bitcoin. Liquidity is going to keep flowing down that list. So ETH is going to surge and start alt season. Alts are then all the cryptos below Ethereum. You are retarded times 6,900. Now, 6,900 is a very interesting and random number to use because it's also X 6,900, which, if you're not aware, one of the biggest meme coins, and what Murad, who must up Murad, commented SBX 6,900 coded in reply to this, they believe it's going to be one of the first meme coins ever to hit $100 billion market cap. And right now it's under $1 billion at a $700 million market cap. Up a nice bounce. I don't know if this is since Becca's tweet. No, it looks like it's earlier than Becca's tweet, but up 25% today, which is a solid move back up. But you can see this still has over 100x potential if Murad's thesis is right. I did a video on that yesterday if you want to go break down that whole thesis. Now it's interesting because Murad and Becca have been talking about meme coins. Becca's original stance on meme coins was, I'm not going to touch them, gaming and AI. Of course, he's started to touch him. He's bought Peanut. He bought Peanut at about a $2 billion market cap or $1.5 billion market cap because he thinks it's going to $20 billion. It's had a strong pullback. I'm not personally a fan of Peanut, but I could see it definitely achieving that thesis. But Becca was actually looking into 4 of Murad's meme coin suggestions: Mog, Giga, Retardio, and Popcat. And SBX 6900 wasn't actually on this list. So it's interesting that this morning that he's tweeted out SBX 6900 because it potentially means he might be making a play into this token. What do you think? You think it's a little far-fetched, or you think this is a little hint, a little subtle reference? Because Becker loves to drop hints in his Twitter into what he's buying before he buys it and then says, I told you about it, I hinted it in this other tweet. Now, that being said, this is something at a much higher market cap, an $800 million market cap. So even if he does buy into it and all of his followers jump in behind, it's probably not going to surge it that much. However, when Becker mentions things like Pinlink at a $26 million market cap, and that gets up to a $360 million market cap like it did in just 2 weeks, you can 12x your money. Or when he mentioned Cheyenne, which he bought in at a $7 million market cap, and in just 2 days, guys, it did a 13x on your money because all of Becker's followers, the 1.1 million on Twitter and the 1.5 million on YouTube, jumped in later and later. And I made what you'd call a lot of money for most people on both of these calls because inside our inner circle, we have something called a whale tracker, where we track the wallets, the portfolios, and the Twitter replies of people like Alex Becker and all the other big dogs who can move these markets. And the software exists inside of the Telegram app, where you can see what people like Carl Chassis is buying and selling at the moment they do, and not have to wait for them to be posting on Twitter or posting on YouTube and you being part of the exit liquidity. The whole point and the whole reason that we built this software is so you can move up the news cycle and get news before everyone else. You can also come in and see the influencers' portfolios, exactly what they're holding, and a lot of them in what quantity and weighting, so you can mirror their portfolios and get the same results that they're getting, because some of their convictions, these influencers are bought a long time ago, and you're not going to get a buy alert. In fact, you're going to get a sell alert when they dump, and you'll want to be there to sell with them before the legs fall and everything else, all the limbs fall out of the market because the biggest influencer is getting out. Again, you can come in and you can customize your buy and sell alerts to make sure you're only getting alerts from the influencers that you value and trust. But this is all available inside our inner circle. The link is in the description below. We also do awesome challenges, rising token breakdowns, and we're a fast growing, awesome community that support each other in trying to get up the news cycle as a team. So we'd love to see you on the inside. Link to that in the description below. Hope you have a very Merry Christmas. 2025 is going to be massive. So I'm excited to tackle it alongside you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.